Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Vesta in Virgo in a natal chart. Now, Vesta in Virgo, this is a very good placement for it. Vesta is in its dignity in Virgo, and Vesta in a natal chart can show where we show that strong concentration of power and power of concentration, where we show that strong focus and don't allow extraneous things to deter us from what we're doing and divert our attention away from the task at hand. And given that this is in Virgo, well, this could be just work in general, things connected with analysis, being punctilious with details, extrapolation of data, things that detail-oriented work. It could, and things even it could be health-related things as well. It could be a health profession such as a nutritionist or dietitian. It could be working out, doing things pertaining to health. And this position, one can be an indefatigable worker, somebody that just works with such inexorable energy and basically until they may not be able to work anymore. I have this placement, and I think it might be like the one thing I have in my natal chart that's in its dignity, but I do have it intercepted, so it might be a little bit harder to access the information. I do think I have strong acute attention to detail though, but anyway. Another thing too is as far as Vesta in our natal charts, well, this could reflect that sexual partner you may select, but it's based on a rationalized and analyzed selection process. And what this could mean is that you may actually wind up connecting with somebody that has Virgo prominent in his or her chart. And when I say prominent, of course I'm talking about Virgo sun, moon, or ascendant. Or it could simply be somebody that embodies Virgo-like characteristics, somebody that is very meticulous, detail-oriented, clean, a person that picks up after his or herself, a person that is very prudent in many ways. It could even be just taking general precautions like washing hands when they're supposed to after touching raw meat, things like that. And showing good etiquette, taking shoes off when they come into your home. Those are some things that the person that has Vesta in Virgo may be looking for. But what the one negative about this placement, and even placements, of course, that are in their dignity or exaltation can have some flaws too. And it's funny I use the word flaws because this person can be rather judgmental and critical of that sexual part, even somebody, even of themselves to some degree. They could work type of person that could work very laboriously on something, and they'll just keep giving and working, and then they'll still find some flaw, and they might feel, well, I got to revise this, I got to do this all over again. I should know because I have this, as I stated before, I have this placement. So anyway, but where Vesta is in our natal charts can also show where we have that strong devotion and dedication to. And when you have Vesta in Virgo, it could be things connected with analysis, things that are very painstaking and time-consuming. It could be in a Virgo-like profession, something which shows that acute attention to detail, such as data entry or some kind of computer programming, even doing some kind of cleaning or detailing on vehicles, things that you have to really have to focus on getting everything done right. And really this is could even be working, doing proofreading or being an editor. This could be a good placement for an editor or somebody that does proofreading, a person that has to kind of go over and see the mistakes that someone makes. And even if you're in, I mean, you could be in just about any profession, and you could be that person that likes to gloss over other people's work and see what they may have done or done right or done wrong. I mean, that just kind of in the nature of this position, I think. Now, also, Vesta in our natal charts could show where we want to be infallible. Now, very few people are infallible or perfect in any way, shape, or form, But I mean, Vesta in Virgo often wants to be the cleanest person around, somebody that has the best etiquette and be perfect in this regard, being perfect in showing the right manners and in terms of punctuality and reliability. They don't want to, often people with this placement don't want to miss a day in whatever it is they're doing. Like if they're scheduled to work at a certain time, they really like to not miss any days if they can help it. When I worked at Kmart some years ago, I did not miss too many days, and I think it was just it had something to do with this placement, I believe, and then Taurus rising probably played a role in that as well. Vesta in our natal charts as well shows us where we don't want to be restricted. And being in Virgo, it could be something work related or any work that involves our analysis, that involves the details. We don't want to be restricted, and we might want to do something that takes a little bit longer, that has more details in it, because we feel that makes it the best job possible. It could be writing an essay or what have you, but it's often what it does is it means that Vesta and Virgo may take a little longer on things, because they might constantly be going over things and also giving things that with a lot of detail in it. And also, work accomplished is often what we don't want to be limited or restricted in. This Vesta and Virgo, as I state, I mean, can be a very industrious person, very laborious type worker, and also Vesta and Virgo often likes to be very organized, systematic, and methodical. And it's also, I mean, it's important to look at the house placement as well, as this can impact the delineation. I have this in my 5th house, and as many of you may know, during the football season I do football videos, which of course incorporates a lot of like the stats and data in the 5th house can be associated with sports. So it's kind of, I think a lot of that has to do with my Vesta in the 5th house. I also have the South Node in Virgo in the 5th house, and it does come out from time to time, even though we are of course supposed to focus more on our North Node, when my North Node is Pisces. Anyway, last but not least, it's also important to look at the aspects, if any, that are made to your Vesta placement, as this could impact the description and delineation. Now, let's say if you have Pluto making an adverse aspect to your natal Vesta in Virgo, say it makes a square opposition or even an inconjunct to it, well, this could be somebody, unfortunately, that might be overly obsessed and fixated on details and all these little things, and even things that really are just minuscule and not that important. Let's say Neptune makes an adverse aspect to your Vesta in Virgo placement. Let's say it makes square opposition or even an inconjunct to it. This could be possibly give hypochondriac tendencies, because this could be somebody that might imagine perhaps some health afflictions or problems. And of course, Neptune is about illusion. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for Vesta in Virgo in a natal chart. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be talking about Vesta in Libra in a natal chart. 2 things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel, but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person astrologically speaking based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.